Hey everybody, I'm Jay,
And I'm Mika.
and this is our channel. Welcome. Gonna do a little review today, but before that, if you get a chance, like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Help us grow, bring you more content like this on a regular basis. Today we're going to be doing Temptation Island.
Yep. So we are going to recap this season of Temptation Island that aired on Netflix for the first time this season. Um, this show was on regular program stations, but they moved it to Netflix. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about what me and Jay out of the show. But basically, um to start off, we'll just talk about like what the concept of the show is. So basically you have four couples that go to an island, and they are there to be tempted by a bunch of single, scantily clad, very flirtatious individuals. It's about what, 20,
Uh,
right? So the next couple we have is Taylor and Tyler, and and they are, yes, that's their name, Taylor and Tyler, which I thought was kind of cute. Their names kind of somewhat match with whatever. So, attractive couple, and again, all the couples are pretty attractive to say the least. But um, basically, Tyler, the male, he has been married. He got married at the age of 19. I think they said he was married for like 6 years or something like that, and his marriage ended due to infidelity. And he, in the beginning of his relationship, when he met Taylor, he hadn't been divorced for very long. Like, he wasn't even divorced yet, he was just separated, and they started dating, and they kind of cued in and said there was some hints of infidelity possibly in the beginning of their relationship. So yeah, like, we're already starting off with issues. So
I think each of the couple start off with issues. Just
yeah, pretty much. So that's their spiel. Taylor, again, she just wants to know that he's ready to be in a committed relationship with her. That you know, he basically has gotten all of the stuff out his system with him being so young and being married, young. She wants to know that he's really there with her, right? Then there's Alex, and how do you say that boy name?
Leon.
Leon. I'm about to call him Leon. Leon?
Yeah.
Leon. Okay, so Alex says that she wants to gain.
No. Pause. She's a cheater. Let's just start there.
Oh, okay, let's start there. Yes. Alex, in the beginning of their relationship, very beginning of the relationship, she apparently was seeing other people very early on in the beginning of their relationship. Leon. No. What's that boy name?
Cheated.
Leon.
And Leon.
Leon. Yeah. Leon Alex cheated, basically. No, Alex did cheat, not even basically. She cheated. Leon feels like he's a second choice. Although they stayed together, he felt like she wasn't, I guess, happy with him, and that's why she did that. So he has some trust issues with her. And that's pretty much their relationship. And on her end, she was saying she wanted to gain independence. Again, she was married relatively young. I believe they hinted around that she might have cheated in her relationship as well. She has a lot of guilt from the breakup of her marriage. She feels like she failed herself, her family, all these different things, right? And now she feels like she may be, failing Leon, basically. But yeah, so that's their thing. Then there's, yeah, boy, Grant and Ashley. Ashley is like blonde haired, blue eyed, typical pretty girl. Grant is a attractive guy. Grant cheated in the relationship, and Ashley basically is holding on to that. Like, she's not moving on from that. She doesn't trust him. Grant seems to be very overly flirtatious with other women. She just doesn't trust him like that. And so that is a problem in their relationship. So they're there on the island to test his loyalty.
Yeah.
And that's that. So the couples, they introduce themselves, and then they get to then move on to pick the person that they want to go on a date with. So out of all these singles, you remember I said each single gave them a bracelet. So they gave them an indicator of who kind of was feeling them. So they got to pick their dates based off of that. They proceed to pick their dates, and then they get a break because you was kind of glad for them because you felt like it was a lot going on. Remember, they got the little break for the night. They got to go back to their houses.
They get their first.
I should mention too that these singles live in the houses with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are surrounded by temptation. Okay, in the house. So, yeah. So basically, that's that. They go, they take a break, and that's the end of episode 1. Yeah. All right, so we're moving on to episode 2. They go out on their dates with the person that they picked. These are group dates on episode 2. So the guys go on a boat ride. The girls are at the house playing games and drinking. Boat ride is pretty calm. Not too much going on. Grant kind of has his arm around the girl that he's out on the date with. That's about it for that, right? Like they go, I'll say it's innocent enough.
Yeah,
they're just kind of, getting to know, and nothing really happened on the boat. Girls, absolutely nothing going on their dates. They're chilling, kikiing with the guys, whatever. They get off the boat and the guys go back to the house. And when they get back to the house with their dates, the other women who they didn't choose for a date are at the house. All these women are in lingerie. All of them are in lingerie when they walk through the door. So we already know what time it is. We know what type of time they are. We already know. Okay. Something that Jay pointed out, the girls' house is really calm. The guys are, being supportive. And the guys are being supportive and, just listening with an open heart, open ear, the girls at the guy's house is ready to get it popping immediately. So with that being said, they jump right into like games, risque games, body shots. Who took the first body shot? Brion out the gate. And I did not mention earlier that each couple had boundaries. All couples' boundaries were no touching, no physical affection, no touching. I think one of the couples, Tyler and Taylor, they were allowing like hand holding, but no cuddling, no kissing, no none of that. That didn't happen. As you see, episode 2 is already, stuff is already happening. So, no, as it shouldn't. They have rules. At the girls' house is very quiet. The one thing that happens at the girls' house is Taylor is talking to a guy, and she basically starts dissing Tyler. She's saying that Tyler has not had a job in a year. She feels like because she owns the house that's her house, she feels like he should, clean up after himself and do certain things around the house, especially because he hasn't had a job. She's concerned about his goals in life. She's looking for a provider. And Tyler is not giving her that. So she basically is kind of like talking trash a little bit about Tyler.
Won't be the last time.
So yeah. Grant. What does Grant do at the house? Is he already?
Grant gets some cheeks.
No, that's later.
That's the second episode. Like let me do Grant.
Hold on, wait. Before we get there, Grant already immediately, after he sees these girls, he already starts to question his relationship. He's just like, it's fine women in this house. He already is like, I don't feel like Ashley will ever trust me. I don't feel like our relationship is even meant to be. And he's just not sure about their relationship. Like off the rip. Ain't nothing really happened yet, but he already is it's a lot going on around him.
He has a reason. From what you've seen at this point to do that. And that's the reason why.
I do. Because also in the same episode, as he mentioned, Ashley then sits at the pool with one of the other ladies whose boyfriends is at the other house, and she's talking mad trash about Greg. She's basically saying that she don't know why she's with him. She deserves so much more. He's toxic. She will never trust him. And it was just a lot of like really hard hitting type of words, that you would say that you probably wouldn't hope that your person would hear you say about them, right? But she's holding a grudge on him. So you get very quickly that she doesn't trust him, and she's basically making his life hell. And I mean, uh, in some ways it's understandable. You want things to work out with your person. You hope that they'll change. In the meantime, though, if they're still being inappropriate with other people, it's calling you to question them, right? So she is angry. He ain't feeling Ashley at all. You don't like Ashley's attitude. I could kind of understand why she had an attitude.
Nah, she has a very. She seems very self-centered, very entitled, very.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to say that. She seems like somebody who, with a Grant's personality, I mean, cheating is not something that is it's not acceptable. But she definitely seems like somebody that can push you away, just because of her own, her own view of whatever.
Yeah.
And she kind of came off talking about that. And now, I am in no way excusing what Grant did. But
we don't know what Grant did yet. We haven't seen it.
I just said he was clapping cheeks.
Well, y'all heard it here. Well, y'all didn't hear it here first. It's all over the internet. But he skipped to a Grant just couldn't keep it together. But okay, so that happens. Next day, everybody gets up. Brion is talking to Courtney and this girl named Alex, the one that says she likes to suck. And Brion is like intrigued, obviously. That's right up his alley. And he's sitting there at the pool talking to them. Courtney, legs just wide open in his face in her swimsuit, talking to him. You can tell he didn't know where to look. But basically she's telling him that he could have the relationship he wants, which is a relationship where he is fulfilled sexually and emotionally. He feels like Shante is his person because she emotionally supports him. She's a good woman. She knows how to cook. She's support like all these great things, but sexually she's not fulfilling him, And so Courtney is like, you can have both, and Brion is like, no, you can't. And she was like, yes, you can. And and that's when his mind starts kind of like, maybe I can. I'm finding out that there are women that are just as, sexually whatever as I am and can be there for me emotionally. So that's his thing. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, Courtney was right on. I mean, you can have a person that can please you in those ways.
Yeah, that's true.
I think maybe the way he interpreted it and the way he was applying what she said, because he was doing it in a very self-centered manner.
Yeah.
Because he was pretty much just saying, he was putting more weight on one aspect than the other. But what she was saying wasn't wrong, so that's why I said that.
That is true, but I think he, like you said, being very selfish.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what type of woman Shante is. She's not into that, but he wants those parts of her, right? The other parts of her that he needs. The emotion, somebody to sit there and listen to him, somebody to sit there and talk to him. He hasn't found, at that point, he hadn't found somebody that had both. So he's kind of holding on to Shante, which is selfish in a way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, she don't have, so these are important things to Brion. It's not important to everybody, but to Brion, that's important to him. And that's an element in his relationship that he does not have, which I think will ultimately cause issues just continuously, right? It's always going to be an issue because she's not going to do that, Let's see. At this point, Grant starts to connect with a girl named Natalie. Like, That's basically what I'm gonna say about that. At this point, he starts to really connect with her. They're in the jacuzzi. They're kind of like up close and whatever. And at the same night, um, Tyler starts to connect with a girl named Kay.
Yeah.
Kay does this little lap dance thingy. Remember, I said there's no touching. Tyler gets up. He's touching her. She's twerking on him. I didn't think it was, I mean, I wouldn't want to see somebody twerking on you, babe. But like at the same time, I didn't think that at that moment, I just felt like he was dancing at that moment. I didn't see it that.
It was a very loud.
I didn't like the words that was coming out of his mouth. Like you're being bad and oh, you're a bad girl. Like it was just kind of like ugh. It gave me a little bit.
Sitting there having gangster stuff, you know, like
yeah.
Me personally, I think it was
right.
You know, there.
At the moment, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
So we get to the first bonfire. After all this has transpired, and they get to now look at what their partner has been doing out of their presence. Right? Do you remember some of what happened with that?
Yeah, the girl licking the chocolate off of his neck.
Licking the chocolate.
Which is, I mean, that's what they're there for.
No, it's not what they're there for.
I'm not saying. All I'm saying is, you know, it's very. His personality and the way he handles things would lend to that type of situation. And his girl shouldn't know that. I'll say that.
That is true.
So,
I think she's probably aware that he don't have self-control. Like Brion does not have self-control.
He seems like somebody can have self-control if he wants to, but he seems at the same time like he's used to manipulating situations the way he wants to.
He is, but I also think that he's kind of weak because he will fall for anything. Like he ain't about to stand on business about that. Like if it's something that he want to do, he's gonna fold, and that's exactly what he did. He completely folded. Like think about this. Let me ask you a question.
Do you at any no for real, because what you just said, he's weak because he'll fold for something that he wants. We don't know. We didn't see him in a situation where he had to not do that. It's because at no point did he indicate that he would not do that since they've been on the island. He told her that because, but
that's what matters. He told her that.
No, it don't. What matters is what what matters is his intentions. If he went on there, hey, I'm gonna get her to take me here, or we're gonna do this, whatever. He already knows if he gets the opportunity to do it, then what he's standing on is what he wants to do in the first place.
But did he tell her that? Did he actually? Because it sounds like he told Shantae, like, you can trust me. I'm not gonna embarrass you, type of thing. That's where the accountability comes in. That's what I mean.
I don't think
he ain't accountable to us. It's clear as day what he was gonna do. Like, you get what I'm saying? And it was clear to her. I agree with you. Like, you know your dude. You know if he's gonna be put in, no matter what he says, if he's put in that environment, he might not represent you in the best light. Like he just might not. That Brion or that type of guy, right?
I see him saying, I from what we've seen up to this point in the show, there's nothing about him that shows that I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he would have told her that, but at the same time, I think he probably. I think he would have been he would have said it with a lot of nuance to kind of get him a way out. So, but you do have a point in that it can be seen both ways. But there is a level of weakness to that for sure.
It is. Okay, so they're at the bonfires. Grant gets to see Ashley talking trash, like we addressed earlier in the first episode. Grant sees Ashley basically saying that he ain't shit and he ain't never gonna be shit. And she can't trust him and she don't know why she with him. So this is early on. Grant is seeing this, and I can understand why he would get his feelings about that. Get his feelings about his girl just talking trash. He's having access to a conversation. He probably has never heard her speak to him.
I'm pretty sure he has.
You think so? I think she might. I guess it makes it different if somebody's talking to your face, whereas they're talking behind your back to somebody else. Maybe that just made him feel away. But basically, he used that as license to go on about his business after this bonfire and do what he wanted to do. Like that was the green light for him. Oh, she think I'm never gonna change? Oh, bet. That's exactly what Grant left that bonfire, and he cut up after that. Brion saw Shante. What was Shante doing? She was at a party. She did like a little weak, little twerky situation. Brion felt good. He was like, my girl is she locked in. I might not be locked in, but she locked in. She, he said that he was glad to see Shante loosen up a little bit, have fun. I was like, that's fun. Like, I mean, I know she was dancing on the table, but I was like, yeah, but I was like, but when you think about it, like you said, the type of dude Brion is, that's I feel like that's not exciting enough.
No, but I mean,
which leads to.
I mean, in that scope of thing for her, it's like,
yeah,
she's having fun. So I mean, I get his word with it.
I do too. But he also mentioned something that I thought was interesting. He felt like Shante doesn't have her own life. Like Shante doesn't have her own life. Like everything is attached to him, and he mentions they're very different sexually. He mentions that once again. Brion mentions that pretty much every time he's on camera. There's nothing really going on with Alex and Leno. Excuse me. Leno. There's nothing really going on with him. Nothing at that point. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Tyler, you're right. Tyler hears Taylor talking to another dude about how he ain't got no job and ain't have a job in however long. And basically something where she doesn't respect him as a man. He's not a provider to her. She feels like she's fitting the bill for things, blah, 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 right? His take on that was, sound about right. She treats me as such. She doesn't respect me. She doesn't respect, like, my goals in life. So, to be fair to Tyler, he apparently had a really good, I think it was like a tech job or something like that. He had a really good job. I think he probably has saved his money or something. So right now he's young. He's, traveling and enjoying his life. That's how he sees it. Taylor is kind of like off some, she's ready for like more like marriage and, security and whatnot. She wants to see how he is within that. He's just not in that space right now, to do that. He wants her to understand, like, wants them to really enjoy life together, like kind of just be free type of thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not what Taylor is looking for right now. So that was the end of that bonfire.
Yep.
And as you can see, a lot has transpired in 2 episodes. So yeah,